call to order.
Okay, you want me to call?
Oh, yeah.
Are we?
Alright, okay, we're gonna dispense of all what we need to do, and just come on, I'm just kidding. This is a regular conference of the City Council as incorporated in the annual meetings notice of 2014, which was filed in the City Clerk's office and posted on the bulletin board on December 27, 2013, and sent to the Star Ledger and Home News Tribune in compliance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law of New Jersey.
Councilman Questa,
Here.
Councilman Torres,
Here.
Councilman Gonzalez,
Here.
Councilman Keenan,
Here.
Councilman Cedeno, Councilman Gallman,
Here.
Councilman Mazza,
Here.
President Pro Tem Perkins Auguste.
Here, in the absence of Councilman Manny Grover Jr., I will be acting as the moderator for this meeting. Is that authority?
President.
President.
Okay, public speaking.
Public speaking? Seeing none? Close.
Okay, let's go. Letter dated October 16, 2014, from the Business Administrator, recommending awarding a contract to Louis Barbado Landscaping, Inc., Holbrook, New York, for the purchase of 200 honey locust and pin oak trees at a total cost of $35,900.
Any discussion?
There you go.
Letter dated October 21st, 2014, from the Business Administrator, recommending awarding a contract to Arconic Systems LLC, Marlton, New Jersey, for the maintenance and quarterly license for police computer-assisted records management and dispatch system software, X-Mobile clients, and XCAD data export for the period October 1, 2014 through December 10, 2014, in the amount of $22,313.25.
Any discussion? Yes,
Councilor,
Councilman.
I want to go back to the other one, not on that one. I want to go back to the trees. I want to go back to that.
Excuse me?
I want to go back to the trees when you finish that one.
I'm not, I'm just kidding. Any question
Not with that one, I want to go back to,
on the first one?
first, just
Yeah.
quickly. You know, can you find out from John Papetti on the pin oak, pin oak, why we get those pin oaks seem to, I don't know if they really, the one that grows real large, the pin oaks, I don't know if that's the one that grows real large, they kind of like
City Council.
small version. Because if they're the large version, I think we need to take a look at it. The honeysuckle locust, okay. But the pin oak, I would think the city would have a problem with it.
Okay,
And they can grow humongous, and they produce a lot of small leaves, but a lot of limbs. Okay.
okay.
But the honeysuckle locust is okay.
Okay.
I'm just curious. As a matter of fact, I might give a call myself tomorrow. But
I
anyway,
like the trees with the limbs and the leaves.
well, the honeysuckle, that will give you that. That's much better. They're much more homeowner friendly.
Well, we'll find out from the director
Yeah.
whether or not the pin oaks are also going to be used in parks. They could not be
Oh,
a
okay.
neighborhood tree.
Oh,
But
okay,
I-
That'd be on the
I think the
Okay.
honey locusts are more the neighborhood trees.
Exactly.
The pin oaks
Honey-
might be for the parks, but I'll confirm that
Yeah,
for
if they're gonna
you.
put it in the park, fine.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
But I'll make sure.
Okay, make sure. Okay, thanks.
Okay. Letter dated October 28, 2014, from the Business Administrator, requesting authorization for the use of competitive contracting process for the procurement of the furnishing and delivery of electronic credit card, debit card payment service for municipal court bonds.
Oh, put it on, any questions?
No.
Letter dated October 28, 2014, from the Business Administrator, recommending awarding a contract to Mazer Consulting PA, Red Bank, New Jersey, to provide professional engineering services inclusive of civil engineering, construction administration, and education services for the winterization and reopening of the Mickey Walker Spray Park facility in the amount of $12,650.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Put it on.
Thank you.
Letter dated October 30, 2014, from the Business Administrator, requesting authorization to renew the insurance policy with Fidelity and Deposit Company in Maryland, a member of Zurich Financial Services Group, Schaumburg, Illinois, covering the Fidelity blanket bond for public employee dishonest for the period of January 1, 2015 to January 1, let me see, 2015 to to, I lost my place here. Oh, January 1, 2016. At an annual premium of $3,499.14.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Everybody know what employees' dishonesty is? Like George Washington, you could not tell a lie. But Abraham Lincoln did.
Letter dated October 29, 2014, from the Business Administrator, recommending awarding a contract to Garden State Office Systems, Piscataway, New Jersey, for the purchase of a Lectriver 102 and ticket trays for the municipal court at a cost of $35,809.14.
Any questions?
You?
Put it on.
Letter dated October 29, 2014,
Excuse me,
from...
is some of these for the law department?
This is specifically for municipal court.
Oh, okay.
Letter dated October 29, 2014, from the Business Administrator recommending awarding a contract to General Sales Administration, trading as Major Police Supply, Kenville, New Jersey, for maintenance of fixed automatic license plate recognition camera system for the Police Department for the period October 20, 2014 through June 30, 2016, at a cost not to exceed $50,000.
Any questions?
You?
Letter dated October 29, 2014, from the Business Administrator, recommending awarding a contract to New Jersey Overhead Door, Manalapan, New Jersey, to purchase door and gate system services for various departments for the period October 21, 2014 through July 31st, 2016, at a cost not to exceed $125,000.
Any questions? Put it on.
Letter dated October 30, 2014, from the Business Administrator, requesting that your honorable body authorize participation in the PEPM and permit the city to utilize their award made to allocate Lucent USA, Inc. through their authorized distributor RFP Solutions, Inc., West Deptford, New Jersey, for the purchase of telephone equipment, hardware, and software for City Hall, Police Department, Fire Department, and senior centers, in a total amount of $697,824.40.
Okay. What's Pepperm?
It's a national co-op. We went out for competitive pricing, and that was the best price for our services by going through a national co-op.
What does Pepperm stand for?
I will get the exact acronym for you. I don't know off the, but I'll get the acronym.
Okay, I just didn't see it.
Yeah, no, just as national.
Okay. Letter dated November 3rd, 2014, from the Business
I'm
Administrator.
sorry, do anyone else in New Jersey use them?
Yes, RFP has significant public customers throughout the state.
Okay.
Letter dated November 3rd, 2014, from the Business Administrator recommending awarding a contract to Weldon Materials, Inc., Westfield, New Jersey, for the purchase of ready-mix concrete for the period October 29, 2014 through October 28, 2016, at a cost not to exceed $100,000.
Any questions? Put it on.
Letter dated November 3rd, 2014, from the Business Administrator requesting to amend the resolution dated January 28, 2014, awarding the contract to Triangle Communications for the purchase of computer parts for various vehicles in the amount not to exceed $35,000, specifically to purchase communications equipment, including but not limited to radio equipment, antennas, etc., in the amount of $50,000, increasing the amount of the contract to $85,000 to the expiration of this contract, which is December 31st, 2014.
Okay, any questions? Put it on.
Letter dated November 5th, 2014, from the Business Administrator, recommending awarding a contract to Apple Computer, Inc., Austin, Texas, for the purchase of one MacBook Pro computer and accessories at a cost of $2,299.
Any questions? Who's gonna be using this?
Public information and administration. It's for presentation purposes, allowing it. What we have now doesn't suffice, and we've been borrowing one from Kane, and it's just become inconvenient and complicated.
Okay, thank you. Put it on.
Letter dated November 3rd, 2014, from the city attorney recommending awarding a contract to the law firm of Goldenberg, Macaroseig, Mintz, Bedford, Bonchi, and Gill for legal representation for foreclose on the tax sale certificates in rem for the period November 27th, 2014 through November 26, 2015, at a rate of $500 per tax sale certificate, plus costs with a cap of $50,000. Contested foreclosures with a separate docket number. Such legal representation will be billed at $50 per hour plus costs.
Are they new?
No, I believe Keith Bonchi has been doing this type of work for something.
Okay, thank you. Put it on.
Letter dated November 5th, 2014, from Chief Financial Officer in compliance with State Fiscal Year 2015 Appropriations Act, requires that your honorable body approve all payments related to accumulated uncompensated absence benefits.
Any questions? Put it on.
Letter dated November 5th, 2014, from Chief Financial Officer, requesting that your honorable body consider the introduction of amendments to the 2015 State Fiscal Year budget.
Any questions? Put them on.
Letter dated November 5th, 2014, from the Chief Financial Officer. Request that your honorable body consider the approval of a supplemental bond ordinance in the additional amount of $1 million that would now authorize the construction of a new firehouse for Engine Company Number 6, 472 Catherine Street, increasing the amount to $5,700,000, authorizing obligations of $950,000 with a down payment of $50,000.
Any questions?
No, hallelujah. Madam President, I'm happy to see this moving forward. People in that area actually keep questioning about it at my meeting. I told them to be patient, it is forthcoming, and here's proof on the pudding, so I'm happy to see this moving forward. Thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
Put it on.
Letter dated October 29, 2014, from the Director of Planning and Community Development, requesting to amend Chapter 8.80.20 and 8.80.30, entitled Vacant and Foreclosing Residential Properties, specifically to designate a third party to manage the records related to the vacant and foreclosing property registration.
What are we doing?
There's a number of things in this ordinance. There's a number of typos in the ordinance that are being corrected.
We're not gonna put it on because we have 2 members missing, so I think, we're probably just gonna wait.
Okay, all right.
I think, gentlemen, we should look it over. It's not time sensitive, is it?
That would be a question for the director.
The sooner it's approved, the sooner we can start instituting the program, which could potentially generate more dollars, but we are not under a deadline.
I think everyone should take a look at it
Yeah.
and make sure, because we have a lot of abandoned stuff
I-
going on.
Madam President, I agree with you, what you're saying, but we need, I would urge that we review it quickly, we can't see we get it moved forward, because there's a lot of problem out there with foreclosure and homes, people living in homes that shouldn't be there, and I'm so afraid that people are gonna start fighting next door to someone home that really, they're legal, you know, have their insurance and all things up to date, but there's so many people living in homes that shouldn't be there. I've turned in several homes on South Park
We
Street.
don't know what's going on, we just.
Yeah, I know, and I said, you know, no, we review it, but then we need to just get it on as soon as we possibly can. But I think this is gonna be a good tool, because I know, like the director said before when he was here, you know, they had staff there on board right now, but they just couldn't keep up with it, and it was too much. Everybody had, that's why we went with this route. I think it's a good way to go, and I just like to see if we can activate as soon as we can. But yeah, you're right, we need to review it, no question about it.
And I think based on Councilman Gallman's comments, this is based on the same issue that Director Rodriguez was here before you, Your Honorable Body, speaking about.
Exactly.
This just,
Was he coming? When did he come?
Oh, he was,
Huh?
at the-
Yeah, he was here. Yeah, he was
Was
here.
I here?
Yeah, I don't
I
know,
don't
but,
remember.
Yeah, he did.
yeah, he was here. He gave a good
No,
explanation.
but I said, was I here?
I done that, I don't recall.
Do y'all remember volunteering? I wasn't here?
I don't
Then I
know.
don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't here.
oh, understood, yeah, no, this just permits the law to a third party to administer the program.
Yeah, but it's a
I
good,
wasn't here? Okay, then I have to take a look
yeah,
at
no,
it, please,
listen, I concur with what you said.
Unless someone can tell me, like, succinctly what the changes are.
There are a number of changes. If you'd like, we can talk about it afterwards. Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
If we
Yeah, I
can,
wanna keep it all. I just said, cause I don't know what it is.
so you got time to
Would
stay
it
up?
be easier to put it on than if you don't,
No.
then hold it?
That's not easy.
No?
Yeah, that's what you want.
This was the one, excuse me, you know, that we
Tell
agreed
me.
to allow them to get somebody else to manage.
That's correct, that's correct, that is correct.
one.
Correct, and what this ordinance does, in addition to,
Yeah, I said it.
George worked much more closely on it, but it allows the third parties, it permits third parties to
It allows
administer.
the third party to go
Allows
out there
third parties
and
to do
Who's
essentially
the
stuff.
third party?
That has to be bid out.
Bid out, yeah, has to be bid out.
Oh, do we wanna do that?
Yeah, it's a vendor that comes in that takes a much more active role with following up with the banks that own the properties
Oh,
to
did
make
we
sure
talk
that
about
they're,
hiring someone? Did we talk about hiring
Yeah.
someone? I thought we talked about.
right, which we do have existing staff, but the staff does not have the
Yeah.
expertise or the contact. So what this third party does is keep direct contact with banks and owners to make sure that their fines are up to date, that they're upkeeping the property, and that they're generating additional revenues.
They're
But,
like, similar to like a repo person, like in between, you know what I'm trying to say? Like someone,
it's not, no.
like a bill collector or something? No, I'm just trying to, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, no,
You kinda get a
more
similarity.
or less, I
Yeah.
mean, similar, but not so much
Similar.
going after homeowners as much as it's going after the banks that
Right.
own
Now
the
you
property.
understand where I'm coming from.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
thank
goes
you.
after the banks that own the property,
Exactly.
not homeowners.
Okay, as long as you understand, well,
it
okay.
will cost
that's-
us, it will cost us $100 per house. you
House,
said.
I think it was $100.
So is it fee?
Correct.
It's fee based on what they're successful at,
In terms of?
in terms of recovering. So if a bank owes us, X amount of dollars.
Okay, like 161 Reed Street,
Mhm. You-
That's
yeah,
abandoned.
Good example,
and it's, what, probably about $400,000
good
or
example.
something.
So,
Right, but the bank would, as a result of being a foreclosed property, we have, the ordinance states that they come and they need to register the property with the city of Elizabeth, pay a fee to register
Well, we've
it.
been talking about that for a while.
Correct,
Mhm.
correct. So this is a third-party vendor that comes in, that
And make sure
administers the
that's done.
program, that is much more diligence and follow-up.
And having this out,
Correct.
and having this,
Excuse me?
and having this outside contract when you, with this guy, with this company, it's much more professional. They have relevant information much quicker than our staff here can
Okay,
activate.
no problem,
But,
that's fine.
yeah, but
I just said if someone just tell me,
Right.
you know,
Well, we
to
tried.
sync it, and then I put it on.
Yeah.
I know, okay, I remember.
But I'm not also aware
But I
of other
just wasn't at the
intricacies that George
meeting.
may know that
Yeah, I thought you were, I'm not sure. I couldn't-
No, I wasn't, 'cause
I couldn't
I
remember,
remember.
yeah, but that's just what it's all about.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Who's gonna pay this third party
Councilman Randall.
expenses for the third?
The city pays them based on revenue received from the banks.
Mhm.
Okay, so if they, 161 Reed, which is,
Good example.
right. So if they talk to the bank, they register it, and then somehow we get like $400,000 or something, we're near that, then we pay, I mean.
No, we
I
do not
just
get the
try-
value of the property. What we get is that each of the, according to the existing ordinance, each of the properties that are owned by banks in foreclosure have a responsibility to register with the city of Elizabeth for a fee, as well as pay a monthly maintenance fee for
Oh,
said
okay.
property.
Okay.
Right.
So they could, I mean, I guess on average, it's a ballpark figure, but I'm gonna say it could probably be about $1,500 a year is what the bank owes the city.
That'd be more than that for cleanup.
Well, and various fees, I'm just saying that's just the baseline, as an example. So there are some banks that we have been following up with that pay, others do not.
Oh,
This
okay.
service allows a lot more follow-up and management of the overall system.
Okay, no problem.
And the ordinance,
But do we pay, do we give them a contract?
correct, they get a
They pay
contract, but the
them.
contract is based on their success rate. The
Right.
contract is not the way I understand that the contract is not a flat fee, it's based on a
Right,
success rate
understood.
of what
That is
they,
correct, that's what he explained to.
of what they recoup.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's not, the ordinance only allows.
The
The
third
city-
party to
the-
do
yeah.
so, to engage such
Yeah,
services.
so, I
Correct.
mean,
So no one has been identified
exactly.
Correct.
It hasn't been bid out, but the changes to the ordinance allow,
for that process to
yes,
begin?
exactly, because it didn't state that a designee could do this.
Okay.
And now the ordinance will state that a designee
Okay,
can do it.
okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we can put it on.
Okay, thank you, Council, thank you,
No,
Madam
no
President.
problem. Yeah, I just seen it, I'm so second.
No, I understood you perfectly.
It's important stuff.
I'm gonna follow your lead if that's what you need me to do, you know?
Pat,
Yes.
a couple of years ago, I think 3 years ago, you had a property that you went through the law department, you asked them to demolish the property because it was abandoned and the bank had ownership and everything else. Whatever happened to that property? Did you actually,
Which one is that? I don't.
it was in your ward, it was condemned maybe from Public Works? Because I do have a property and, Yolanda, if you remember, I have a letter here that you were supposed to send a copy to the law department to inquire about this property. It's been abandoned for over 5-6 years and is becoming a constant
You want to
complaint
give
from
her the address now?
Yeah,
the
well,
That
ones
was
around.
for Smith Street.
46 Smith Street.
Yeah, he's right.
46 Smith.
And I mean, and there's kids and people, they break, the city bought it up and they open up, they go in, they do all the illegal activity, whatever. It's been for over 5 years and when can we demolish this property? Because it's not really,
You have to contact Ray and zoning, and he'll follow up with that. That's what I did. I followed with two
I remember you
spots.
did that, that's,
And he was very, very successful, but you gotta stay on him, make sure.
Well, most of the demolition has to do with regarding whether or not the structure is sound.
right.
In
but
the event that it's deemed an unsafe structure and structurally unsound, then we have the ability to go in.
This property right now is under the bank hands, so the bank is not doing anything. They just
Understood,
stay
I will
there.
definitely, 46 Smith Street, I'll make sure to
46.
follow up,
Right,
yes.
thank you, I appreciate it.
I'll follow with construction as well as,
The construction,
Thanks.
yeah, you need to follow through the construction, that's what I did. I just kept going back. to
5
construction.
years.
Yeah, that's too long, that's too long.
Okay.
Thank you, Jen, for that.
Go ahead.
Letter dated October 28, 2014, from the Director of Planning and Community Development, requesting authorization for the City of Elizabeth to execute the redevelopment agreement with the redeveloper for the East Grand Associates Urban Renewal Entity LLC, Trumbull Street Supermarket Project, located at 865 Livingston Street, formerly known as the New Jersey Transit Bus Garage.
Good.
Hallelujah.
Who are these
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
What are we doing here?
Well, you know, that's what we talked about this for a long time.
But this is the one we took, didn't we take somebody off? Are these the same people that have been the same redevelopers?
yeah, there is some of the East Grand Associates Urban Renewal Entity LLC is comprised of several individuals, most of which have been at the table.
Or did we get one on for about 9 years? How long has it been going on? No, seriously.
This particular project, I'd say, this deal, about 3 years.
About
2
3
to
years, about 3 years.
3
yeah,
years.
yeah.
No, it was longer than that.
Well,
That was a different
Well,
corporation.
the life of the
property.
property's been going on, but this particular project's been about 3 years.
Yeah, this one particular property, I mean, this piece of development right now, we discuss right now, only been about 3 years, but the life of the property's been there for open discussion,
Okay, go ahead.
Councilwoman, for a long time.
Any
Not,
other questions?
yeah, but not 3 years, but you're right about that. Yeah. But we finally, listen, I'm so glad, and the people's also are happy. Yeah.
Okay. Letter dated October 29, 2014, from the Director of Planning and Community Development requesting to amend Chapter 15.4.40 entitled Buildings and Construction, specifically to increase construction permit fees effective January 1, 2015.
And
And
for,
just one question.
sure.
Did we not, for the nonprofits, have a separate, fee schedule or something?
I can find out.
I remember a long time ago.
And on the attached list is the existing fees, averaging neighboring communities, and then the proposed fees.
So we'll still be under.
Which one?
No, well, I'm just saying the proposed fees are just still, the average fees are still higher than proposed fees, so we're not trying to kill the contractors.
But I can see what we have on the books for the nonprofits, because I thought a while back we did something for the.
I will definitely, Councilman Torres, I believe that generally could hold true, but there are some fluctuations where some of the proposed fees may be higher
Oh, yeah.
than neighboring communities. Not all of them.
33, 45 proposal fee.
On the, if you look under demolition on the larger properties, but for the most part,
Okay, yeah.
it remains constant, if not. And I will find out with regards to nonprofits.
Thank you so much.
You got it.
Put it on. Any other questions?
Yeah, put it on.
Letter dated October 29, 2014, from the Director of Planning and Community Development, requesting to amend the resolution dated October 22nd, 2013, executing community development block grant funding agreements for funding year 2013 with nonprofit agencies, specifically to award additional funds to the Office of Relocation in the amount of $50,000.
Any questions?
No, put it on.
Okay, put it on.
Letter dated October 31st, 2014, from the Director of Planning and Community Development, requesting to amend the resolution dated February 13, 2013, authorizing the extension of the Old Historic Trust CDBG agreement, specifically to extend the contract from July 1, 2012 to December 31st, 2014.
Any questions?
What's the small fee, what do we? The balances.
The amount of money that was authorized to the Old Historic Trust remains the same. But because there's still an outstanding balance, they only have authorization to pay the money through December 31,
Okay.
2013. So we're now allowing them to spend the money through December 31st, 2014.
Right.
Okay,
There's no additional funds being spent on our behalf, it's just that they have outstanding bills.
okay, I got you.
Give them permission to spend. Yes.
Any other questions? Put it on.
Letter dated October 29, 2014, from the Director of Public Works requesting permission to have liens placed against properties listed on Schedule A attached for the removal and disposal of debris from said properties in the amount of $21,326.93.
Any questions?
Yeah, I know.
Put it on.
Letter dated October 30, 2014, from the Director of Public Works recommending awarding a contract to Cupola Services, Inc., Ringwood, New Jersey, for the combined sewer overflow netting facilities, CSO 029 and CSO 34, netting chamber hatch repairs, at a total bid amount of $71,249.
Any questions?
Yeah, Pat, what location they gonna do this repair?
Oh, these are the netting, this is citywide.
Citywide,
Yeah,
they need it, right?
Yes.
I thought it's citywide.
Any other questions?
Yeah, put it on.
Put it on.
And letter dated October 22nd, 2014, from the Police Director requesting to establish handicap parking spaces. First Ward, 131 Clark Place, personalized.
Put it on.
Second Ward, 964 D Hart Place, personalized. Sixth Ward, 326 Amity Street, personalized.
Yeah, put it on, please.
Fifth Ward, 1091 William Street, personalized.
Yeah, put it on.
Sixth Ward, 44 Prospect Street.
Put it on hold.
Sixth Ward, 18 Lions Place.
Put on hold.
Sixth Ward, 335 South Pearl, well, that should be South Pearl Street.
Right, put on hold.
First Ward, 234 East Jersey Street.
Put it on.
Okay, deletions, 22 Lions Place, 19 Lions Place, and 632 Franklin Street. First Ward, 224 Ripley Place.
Put it on.
Second Ward, let's see, 19 Rankin Street.
Put it on.
Okay. And then, 910, is that Fifth Ward? Yeah, Fifth Ward, 910 Bond Street.
Oh, yeah. Where did it, delete?
No,
Where we at?
we're on the
Second
next
set,
Oh,
second
letter.
set. Here you go, this set.
Oh, you got another one. Gee.
Yeah.
All right, son. Oh, Lord.
A lot of them, he's been busy.
David. Better hold that one.
Hold this one?
Hold that one.
First Ward, 326 Pine Street.
Put it on,
First Ward, 149 Court Street.
put it on.
Okay. And that's it for them. Okay,
Disapprove.
yeah, no, I don't need to disapprove. Usually if they want them, they'll put them on. I mean, just the deletions, and there are no deletions on the second letter.
Trumbull Street, that's your ward.
Yeah.
Why did they deny it to the Harvey's handicap?
Because they said they
Say it again.
have
Owner
one
one
street
family
park.
house with off-street parking,
Maybe they have a driveway and supply.
then right,
And I
they're
guess
buying
garage,
one.
garage and all that.
they're probably renting this house,
I know, I doubt it, I don't know.
right?
Letter dated November 3rd, 2014, from the Fire Director requesting authorization for the proper city
Excuse me,
officials
gentlemen.
to apply, accept, and sign all appropriate documents for the 2014 Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program, which will provide funds to update and modernize its containing breathing apparatus equipment and PAS devices, as well as replace the existing fill station with a new unit, which will be located at fire headquarters. Total grant amount not to exceed $2 million.
Put it on. Any questions? Okay, you can put it on.
And Councilman Mazza has a memorial for Catherine Nigro. And that's it for me.
Any other memorial? Once around? You supposed to say that.
No, you said that.
Once around, Councilman,
Pass.
Councilman King, Councilman Gorman,
Pass.
Councilman Mazza.
Madam President, I have two important issues to be touch bases. Number one, not too long ago, we approved a stop sign, I think it's in the First Ward, Atlantic and Fifth Street. And I don't know if Atlantic Street from Torremi that goes into the turnpike, whether it's a city street or the state highway or whatever, I know it came from you, but believe me, this is the worst stop sign I've seen in years. It comes from a curve into downhill, and all of a sudden you see in front of you a stop sign. Even though way before there's a stop sign alert or whatever, it's definitely confused. Can you imagine in the winter time when the street is gonna be full of salt and whatever? Right now, I mean, it's still like, let's call the summer, time. And it's really, either it's gonna be a traffic light with very visible, the stop sign, very small, covered up by tree branches or whatever. It personally is gonna create a lot of accidents. And I heard about 10 complaints. When I first saw myself, I usually go there the day before I pass by, all of a sudden the next day I'm coming about 8 o'clock at night. Woo! Good thing I put a foot on the brake, I stopped. But the guy behind almost destroyed my car. So, and I heard other complaints. Might be before it was done, whoever did he do a study, or that actually? I think you should look into it because it's going to create a major problem, especially in the winter time. And I know it's in your ward, but you come in from 5th Avenue. You can make a right turn, no problem. Most of the people usually stop because of traffic. Immediately after that, you have the entrance into City Yard. Okay, it's another problem, or exit from City Yard. So should look into it to do a better study or come up with a different type of. There's no visibility whatsoever. You're coming from a left curve into a right curve down the hill on a curve. I don't think this engineer ever been up in the mountains where the curves, and visibility is not there. And the people in Elizabeth, they're not really used to.
I think the people are, like you just said, they're not used to.
They're not used to whatever. And I'm sure it's gonna create a lot of accidents.
Well, that's what we gotta do to prevent the accident.
Right, but that sign before, you could barely pick it up as you come in from, what is that, Trenton Street there by the city out, the pumping station there, but, and then you got a curve, you pick up your speed again, you go, and all of a sudden you go, whoop! Even if you go 25 miles an hour, there are gonna be many accidents taking place, so I think that we should look into it again and see what are the means of alert to them. My next thing, I remember a couple of weeks ago, I questioned something that went on into the police department I voted for, whether you told me it's supposed to be some kind of identification, you put your finger and you be checked in and you be checked out,
Mhm.
whatever.
Time
It-
clocks.
Whatever, I forgot
No,
the
not
name.
what, time clocks.
Time clocks.
Time clocks.
Oh, time clocks, okay. That's only for the police department? Only for the police staff?
No, they're implemented other places.
So they're gonna be
Well,
implemented to other place because,
Yes, they are implemented in other departments already.
okay. But we only voted for the police department on the resolution that we passed at the regular council meeting.
Correct, it's to expand it to the police department, because you guys have already voted for it to be other places.
Or we already voted
previously.
for that
Yes,
because, okay,
it's been in place for about 5 years.
great.
What are some of the other places?
Public
Public
Works,
Works.
recreation, health, throughout various departments.
Throughout every employee, I mean, it's not that we single out a particular group of employees versus the other, we already approve of the employees.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, they've been in place for a while.
Right, that's good.
Anything else?
No further
No.
action, thank you.
Yeah, Madam President, I didn't get a chance to follow the city clerk to find out about the letter that was supposed to go to DOT regarding the 2 intersections.
Yeah, I've been having discussions with Dan and John Papetti on how we're to draft the letter. And they've also asked me about the study to make sure that it's in the guidelines and the criteria. If it's not, then that may be another issue.
This has been delayed, I don't know, Mr. President, if BA, if you could get involved in that and help
Sure, but it's 2
move
intersections.
that process along, because it's been already,
Yeah.
since we
Well,
approved it.
yeah, they've been
It's
asking
been about a month or
questions
more,
about it.
and.
Yolanda, I'll call you in the morning to
Yeah.
follow up.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had 2 intersections in the ward, Rawway and Elmora, and then South Elmora,
Mhm.
and Edgar Road, in which we wanted left turn phasing signals at those intersections, but since it's a state highway.
Right, they're state highways.
Right. We passed a resolution approving our portion that we need to pay with the state,
Mm-hmm.
but yet we haven't been able to get a letter out. Part of the problem is identifying as who should be sending the letter, or
Okay.
traffic is saying it shouldn't be them, and I think Public Works is saying it shouldn't be them, so nobody's wanting to send the letter now.
Gotcha, well, we can certainly take ownership and find out who it should be and have it.
Yeah.
There have been some personnel changes down in Trenton, especially in transportation, that could be
Yeah.
helpful, so I will investigate and report back to you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You got it.
Okay, Thank
But
you.
couldn't the letter just come from the council?
Well, they usually don't.
But I'll find out on what they, so it's
It's
Elmora and Edgar Road, and South Elmora and Edgar Road, and Elmora.
Elmora
and Rahway
Avenue,
Avenue.
yes. Yeah.
So I've
Well,
left.
originally the letters were sent from the traffic department
Mm-hmm,
over to DOT to Commissioner Simpson.
gotcha.
But then now that we've approved this resolution, so that we can pay our fair share, so then. we
So
can move
the initial
forward.
stumbling block was the cost, so we said, okay, we'll pay our portion,
Okay.
and they still haven't heard anything.
We haven't sent the letter back to.
Oh, letting them, okay.
It's, yeah, it's
Gotcha.
sitting with us right now to send a letter out saying, okay, we've approved it by resolution.
Okay, I will make sure to pick up that cycle.
Thank
you. No problem.
That's it, Madam President.
I just want to congratulate all my colleagues on yesterday who ran and won, and also for those who participated in helping the school board candidates get elected. I think it was a great day for the city of Elizabeth, and you know, when I came in, I said I was jokingly counting the vote by mails, but you know, they may be still counting vote by mail, so we never know what true outcome is going to be. But congratulations, gentlemen, and get ready to work for another 4 years. Okay. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.